Hi. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Open up your eyes. Surprise, surprise. October 24th. And what are we doing today? If I could only read with fluidity the way I like to sing. Even though I'm not sure I am, there's a rainbow in everything. Hi, it's Lasha from High Voltage, and I really have to fly because it's 6:05 at minimum in Ontario, Canada. That's right. Now, I really have to get High Voltage behind me, and I'm learning how to edit slowly but surely on the short videos. I'm having a cup of hot coffee because I have exactly 20 minutes I was going to pick off. No, you see, this happens to Emma from TNT UK all the time, and she talks about the menopause, and it is the truth. Now, I'm getting right into Andrew Gold, but I have to chatter on for at least 2 minutes to get warmed up. So if my introduction bothers you, which I really don't have an introduction because one person told me to smash my guitar. I thought putting myself forward and trying to improve myself would, kind of be inspiring, And I put myself way out there, like way out there, like I'm way out there tonight. No, seriously, I am so tired and I have allergies, no joke. I'm going through the menopause. I have a headache. If you want to know why I started the channel, look, my nose is running. I have to go get Kleenex. Only on a live does this happen. If you want to understand the origin of the channel, why I started it, the goal of the channel, why I'm trying to build a charity that's not like Meghan Markle, meaning if, God willing, I ever monetize, I vow all the time, I need to keep a quarter to pay for the phone bill and the computer. I have crappy equipment, but I'm giving 3/4 to people who need the money, instead of paying executives hundreds and thousands of dollars, and I'm not doing GoFundMe's and unless one day people grow to trust what I'm doing, because I intend to capture these moments. And the more people that subscribe, the more likes. It does move the frickin' algorithm. So I need to get with the program and just read and go. I get really hyper before I have to go to work. I always dance before I go to work. That's when I do my shorts, okay? The short dances. Like tonight I did Putting on the Ritz. My apologies. Tonight I was going to just continue reading where we left off with Andrew Gold, Psychology of Secrets, because that's what we're here to do. I did put up a few pages of Maureen Callahan's Ask Not. However, I didn't want to put a lot up because I don't think, is that right to the author? I mean, I don't know. But both books were sent to me by a subscriber who does not want to be named, because this person heard that I liked these books and I wanted to read to re-engage my mind. That's why I'm asking you to stick with me, bear with me. If I had kept up reading the Annalise Michael book the way I'm focusing on these two books now, I would have been doing so much better. I originally wanted to start reading books, but then I heard other people reading and I thought, I sound like I'm in grade 2, okay? But if you go to that video, you'll get why I'm saying that. And I don't want to say this every time. Okay, I have to go to work. So 15 minutes of recap. We need to recap, okay? Now, I was going to start off where we were on page 30, finished 33, and we were starting on page 34, 35, when he started to talk about the crucible. And he was talking about witches. And, so I wanted to go through each chapter. I haven't reviewed the book. I've been reading it along with you, but I've been listening to myself. And some of the videos, God bless you for hanging in with me. But I realize it's really about not the perfection of the reading, but processing, understanding, feeling engaged yourself, and not worrying about the performance. And if you concentrate on the content and the people, then things follow. So I'm going to shut up. Now, she dedicated this book to his wife, Julia, because Julia and him, when we read the introduction about Andrew's book, and I received this book 2 weeks ago, and I vowed to read 15 minutes a day. Like, that was my goal, but I've been a little behind. So the first chapter was about secrets and power. So I'm just going to break it down because actually, that's not the first chapter. The first chapter is the introduction. I do not need to introduce Andrew Gold and the psychology of secrets, right? Where if I was able to edit, it would just pop up. Okay. I have the utmost respect for him. I follow his work on transgender community. I'm very passionate about that particular subject because I knew somebody who was born male who wanted to be female, and this was in 2016, and she was 18. And so I'm confused as to whether he's canceled or not, because he's working with Kinsey Schofield now. That's why I hashtagged Kinsey Schofield. I guess you hashtag where people go to find that person, right? People aren't looking for me, right? They're looking for Andrew Gold. So at any rate, the introduction, I really like the way he started it off. I'm not a book critic or I'm going to keep going. He opens up the book, and I really enjoyed it because it was suspenseful and you didn't know where it was going to lead or what was going to happen. So essentially, he starts off the book talking about she doesn't know it yet, but Melissa will be a murderer in 5 minutes. And I was just thinking about her story, and I guess when Andrew first started the podcast, or should I call him Mr. Gold? When Mr. Gold started the podcast, he was befuddled as to why people were confessing secrets to him. And in my very first video, I'm wearing an orange leather jacket. I mean, if that isn't like, hi, see me, I don't know what is. But I wanted to look nice. But my mother said, you look tired. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, I thought it was very honest of him to say that, like, why him? And I said in my first video, the reason people choose you, Andrew, to share their secrets with is because it is very normal for people to talk to strangers as opposed to people that know you, especially. But then some people don't talk to anybody. And I'm a talker. I do not know how people hold things inside. I don't. I don't understand families that don't hug or say I love you or keep in touch, or I don't get it. I guess because I didn't, we all have our ways that we grew up and can reflect. But the way he describes Melissa, I don't know, I envisioned Melissa kind of a little heavy-ish, kind of attractive, so with a little English accent, maybe a little Scottish. And they were WhatsApping, and he said, Sean, Andrew Gold said, how did you unalive this person? And she said, well, it was I wanted to get through the route. I was coming home. Hello, Sophiana. Hi, Sophie. Does everybody remember Sophiana? Hi, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Sophie. There she is. Okay, anyways, so she was running through the route from the pub, and there were two men, and their freedom stood between the light and the man. And the one man, he grabbed her, and she said she put her fingers in his eye sockets, and she said it was like kind of like a mushy hard-boiled egg. And then Andrew Gold said, I found this to be a little fantastical, but apparently she was looking for news and somebody did perish, and she's been living with this secret. And then another lady that was in her 60s was telling him that she was involved with a 30-year-old. And Andrew started his channel. I didn't realize he only started in 2020. I thought he'd been around forever. I'm not kidding. Hi, Mom. You look pretty. So at any rate, I'm looking for coloring. Oh, just come on in. I'm going to keep going. It's all here. Coloring's all here. My mom's here. She likes Undergold too. And TNT, we have to make a video for Emma. So, see, he starts the introduction talking about these two stories that he founded on his YouTube channel. And he noticed that people were confiding. And the reason people confide in him is because he's a lovely person. I myself shared my whole life with Andrew. Myself, yes, I did. Raise your hand if you shared your life with Andrew Gold. I did. Oh yeah. And the Royal Grift, and who else? Emma from TNT, the poor woman. I'm a participator. Okay, so then he moves on to secrets and the streets, and the interesting turn he went there. So he starts with, she doesn't know it, but Melissa will be an emmer. Sorry, Emma. be an emmer in 10 minutes. I just don't want to say the word. And then he goes into Secrets and Power, and he talks about his own Judaism, and he's Jewish. And I was astonished that he did not want people to know he was Jewish. When he said that on one of his lives, I almost fell off my couch. I almost leaped out of, well, no, I did leap out of the couch and I started screaming at the TV. And that means you're certifiably crazy when you start talking to the TV. Mom, your markers are right here. There you go. Okay? And here's your color right there. Sorry. And here's your markers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And everything's all cleaned up. Okay. So then he talks
and this
about
is yours.
Yes. Oh, you can. Yeah, I'm coloring this. My mother and I are coloring. I'm making this. What were you making, Mom?
I'm gonna try this one.
I like that one.
All the hair.
All the hair?
Yeah.
Well, are you gonna do different colors like purple or? No, everybody does their hair purple. Did you like it when I did my hair purple?
No.
I was going to do my hair purple every time I came on here to do the Psychology of Secrets.
No.
Because Andrew Gold's a hardcover book. It really does look nice on the coffee table. Sorry, I'm hiding my fingernails. I have to go to work. I work in a kitchen, and I work at a shawarma place. It's a lot of work. And I'm 53, so At any rate, so then he talks about his own community. The only way that I could understand what he was talking about was this movie I watched when I was in the wheelchair for the year, which is what I was, begging him to help me with. And then he finally gets in touch with me and I chickened out. Like, what a ding dong I am, But at any rate, so, I was just talking about his own community. So his fiance, now wife, Julia, and I said this on my other video. If you want to see a picture of Julia and Andrew, go to Heretics, and the picture's on the community page, and they look like a really cute couple, and they absolutely fit. So then, I didn't know that, well, I knew this, but there are places, and the way he describes it in the book, you can go back and listen, because this is a review and a recap. I'm not reading today. I thought I was, but I changed the agenda. I couldn't believe this stat. A monstrous 97% of us carry a secret at any given moment. And while the average person has 13, there's a 47% chance that one of your secret involves a breach of trust, more than a 60% chance that it relates to financial impropriety, and a 33% chance that you are hiding a secret relating to either theft, a hidden relationship, or work dissatisfaction. I forgot that part, and I have to close the door. May I say this about cheating or betrayal of intimate relationships? And I do agree with Candace Owens and the Orthodox Jewish way and the Ukrainian way and the Italian way of people, whatever religion you are, or whatever, if you're an atheist or an agnostic, whatever you believe in is up to you. I just don't like it. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody. How cliche. Couldn't I come up with something different than that? Here, I'll give you something different. Why do they call people that are addicted to any type of substance, whether it be alcohol, medicine, or, clean and dirty? Why? I always think of that as respecting yourself or not respecting yourself. So then Andrew Gold talks about his wife and him, and how his wife was in the Judaism, like they are Jewish, and she was in the community and she had to shave her head, and that the women had to cover their hair, and they go to wig stores, they teach, they come home, they take baths, they are intimate on Fridays. The men have the curly hair. They're, it's a very, it's the ancient of ancient of, and, you know, Andrew Gold was, they both had bar mitzvahs, and they were both upset. Julia, his fiance, and Andrew Gold. And I remember this part distinctly, how he felt but couldn't explain, as many, many children, right? Is where his parents didn't know how old he was. So instead of saying, like, happy birthday and you're 12 today, for some reason that I don't understand, but I will, because I'm reading the Torah and the Quran. Well, I'm reading the Quran next, but this is in the Torah, I think. I have to understand the difference. I'm learning, as all of you are, I hope, too. And it's not just myself. I found that interesting that they went through similar situations, even in his own community, with people he loves. He just didn't like, or not like, just the rituals he wasn't comfortable with. And that's fine. So he writes about that in chapter 2. So when he goes on to one was the introduction. Okay, I did that. The introduction was separate. One was about his situation that we just talked about. And then part 2, secrets, privacy, and lives. Andrew Gold, really talks a lot about Tom Cruise, David Miscavige. I mean, if you've watched Andrew Gold's stories, does he need to talk to you about going clear? I mean, I watched The Vow about Nexium and Keith Raniere. And this is off subject about what Andrew talks about, what psychologists and what Ross, I forget the gentleman's last name, from India Oxenberg's experience with Seduced on Stars, STAZ. And she was very brave to do that. And her mother's a remarkable woman. So he goes into talking about how cults form, and what secrets, where they really derive from. And what really caught my attention was when we moved on, it was, and I don't remember the centuries because I have to go back and listen to my own stumble and falls while I'm reading it all. But the next reading will be really well prepared, okay? I'm growing, okay? I'm not Cheer Denise, and I'm not the bookworm or the vintage bookworm, but I'm the turtle in the Animal Farm, okay? So when he talks about Tom Cruise, Scientology, Thomas J. Hubbard, he also talks about Greek mythology, and how he talks about Zeus and the Roman Empire. And then he talks about Wu from, I believe, the 7th century BC. She was a concubine. Now, all of these fit in order in accordance to reading the book. these are just some highlights of different subjects and ideas about secrecy and why people use secrecy. And, from the very beginning of time, Wu, honestly, she was the first empress in the 7th century. She was King Zhang Hing's secretary, I think, for 10 years. And then did she poison the other women to get ahead of them? I think she didn't do something. She didn't. She was very, as Andrew Gold said, her ruthlessness. She was more ruthless than Grazilda Blanco. And if you boys see this, I have nothing against your mother, the godmother. Imagine being raised the way she was. That's another thing. I have a question. What's the difference between a cult and a culture? So he goes through the story of how secrets were kept and how they were kept. And what Wu did is she had hundreds and hundreds of people. Hi, Trevor. I didn't even see you down there. I got to go to work. I'm great. So glad to see you. And I, honest to God, have to go to work. That's why I am talking so quickly. I hope you're learning something from this. So guess what Wu did, Trevor? So Wu, from Andrew Gold's Psychology and Secrets, you've got a lot of listening to catch up on, Trev. So yes, this is like a book report. I feel like I'm in school again. So Wu had like 100 men build stucco soldiers, but then after the stucco soldiers, she killed all the people that helped build the stucco soldiers to keep the secret of the stucco soldiers. And now we've heard time and time again about people using secrets to hold over you. That's what Keith Raniere was doing with Collateral. That's what Tom Cruise and David Miscavige do with people in Scientology. They use things because you can take a microscope over anybody's life and make them look like the angel or the devil. And on that note, I really have to go, okay? Because I can't be late. Did you saw the Kennedy grave? Trevor, when I'll be home from work at 10 o'clock. Will you be up at 10? Because you went and traveled. Yes, no? Just hang on a sec. Tell me in the comments. Please. I'm so excited to hear about and Trevor went to the Hillary Clinton thing, right? And you saw the Kennedy grave. Did you take lots of pictures? You should put them up on your channel because you own them, right? That's really smart. Sorry, I got to turn my alarm off. Sorry. So what I wanted to say and what I wanted to end about in reference to Andrew Gold, in order to understand the community in which he's really talking about, unless you go back and listen to the read, and I'm a little rough on it, I'm being completely honest, but the raffle's here, okay? But you know what? If you get your information from other channels, then that's fantastic. But the raffle is here. And why am I doing this raffle? I do this every quarter, okay? And Trevor was there for the last raffle. You're sending some, put them on your channel and make some videos. I can't wait to watch your videos. So, okay, we're reading Psychology of Secrets. Okay, so that's one book that I'm concentrating on. Let's see. Oh, and he talks about okay, so I covered the Greek mythology, Tom Cruise, Scientology, Nexium. He also feels like the royal family is quite sort of cultish, which I do believe it is. Yeah, I do believe that. You have to be a loyal subject, eh? So at any rate, but I'm also reading Ask Not, okay? And what I've noticed is the more that I stay on top of this, doing just 15-minute straight reads every day, even if I read 4 or 5 pages only, that's enough to process because because I felt like I didn't have the ability to understand. I watched I watched one book reader that had a very strong influence on me, and very, very young, like 36 years old, and I'm 53. However, if you want to know why I started the channel and why I'm talking about it, you have to watch the origin, intent, and goal of the channel and why I'm turning into a charity. But you can't write the money off. It's my check if I monetize. What blew me away about this gal is I was following her opinion and the narrative she felt, which is her opinion. But that's why you discuss books. I don't understand why she doesn't have lives. So I also read, and we all together, and I have 2 separate playlists. One, Psychology of Secrets, one of the astronaut, the Kennedys, the women they destroyed. The third subject is Meghan Markle. That's easy. And the fourth subject is the Johnny Depp trial. Who did not get intrigued with that? I'm going to ask 5 questions of every different subject. So there's a little something for everybody because I can't pick one certain theme. I can't. But I did read all of this, which absolutely, that's the most I've read in 7 years. It's embarrassing to say it's the truth. So tomorrow, I doubt I'll do it when I come home tonight. I'm starting with Joan Bonnet Kennedy. So yeah, if you want to participate in the raffle, it's my gift to all of you who have subscribed to High Voltage, 616 people. That's a lot of people. I get so turned off when I listen to creators say, I want to reach 100K. People are fucking numbers. And I actually mean that because I worked at Jenny Craig. And you want to talk about a cult? Oh, well, listen, folks. So the raffle is a $25 gift certificate. I put the information on the community page and a poll. Just write in the comments or, right underneath the poll, just your YouTube name. I don't need to know anything more. And what I'll do is I'll write it down. I'm cutting your name out, and you will see, even if there's 200 of you and it takes 2 hours, I'm showing every person's name and folding it up and putting it in the hat and picking it out fairly. And if the person isn't there to receive the code, I'm not waiting for 24 hours for a week like I did last time, right, Trevor? I have to check my email. Listen, there are 2 people watching. Thank you so much. I really have to go wash dishes for real. That's why my fingernails are like that. But you know what? If you don't work hard, then guess what? You don't get anywhere in life. And the reason I ask you to go to my reason for starting this channel and my goal and the intent behind it. It's true blue. You know what? People don't believe it. And you know what? I put my money where my mouth is. Sorry, I'm not sitting like Catherine. Sorry. That's not very ladylike. When I was in that wheelchair for a year and that doctor made me feel like it was in my head, my demeanor changed. I went from a beautiful, diplomatic woman to a child with look, I don't care anymore. This has to be seen, because there is no reason that the Ontario tax dollars, I should be, no, it's so wrong. It enrages me. And the thing that enrages me is he didn't say anything. So what does he teach his kids? Deny, deny, deny. Don't take responsibility for your mistakes. Hell, if I make a mistake on this channel, in a comment, I apologize and own it. You know? Sorry to be aggressive, but that gets my goat. Anyways, this is a really nice community. If you haven't subscribed, hey, I know there's a lot to choose from. Trust me. There's so many channels with millions of people, and they're phenomenal, right? But give peace a chance. No, I'm going to go. I have to go. I'm late for a very important date. Okay, signing off. That's a wrap. I'll see you soon. Raffle November the 1st. All the questions are on the they're in the material, and they'll be simple questions. It'll just be fun. You just have to show up and participate. That's all you have to do. Okay, Trevor, I'll email you later. Bye for now. See you later, alligator. Thank you.